Hello, welcome to episode 35 of Ring Takes. Of course, I'm joined by Brian and Lewis. As always, thank you guys for joining me. In this one, we're going to be talking about Jade Cargill signing with WWE, the WWE releases, and then talking about what is the pay-per-view PLE event full weekend with AEW Wrestle Dream and NXT No Mercy. We can get right into it as soon as I make the banner, because I forgot. Boom, there we go. We can get right into it. Jade Cargill signing with WWE bright and early on Tuesday morning. I believe it was 8 o'clock. Right on, it was broken by ESPN that Jade Cargill signed with WWE, multi-year deal with WWE, especially with her departure from AEW, which we talked about last week. Of course, her departing there, losing to Chris Statlander in her last match. And then it just seemed like she was going away. And then the writing was on the wall that she was going to end up in WWE. We didn't know when, we didn't know how. And then, especially after Monday Night Raw, we were thinking, "Oh, she's not showing up. What's happening?" Or at least me personally, I thought it was going to be a little bit more down the line. But nope. On Tuesday morning, they announced that she's signed. They showed her walking into the Performance Center, and then, of course, she had an interview with the Masked Man via the Ringer, David Schumacher and Kaz. Whole bunch of press run that's already happening. Her walking into the Performance Center, interviews galore. What do you guys think about Jade Cargill finally signing in WWE?
Well, I feel like when they announced the news yesterday, I feel like for the rest of the morning, as far as us three go, I feel like that's all we were talking about, or like because it is a monumental signing. And me personally, I've never seen WWE, like, as far as the coverage goes for signing her, filming her, like Daniel stated, filming her walking into the Performance Center and such. I mean, they're actually treating this as a big deal. I mean, you heard Triple H. He tweeted out after that Jade is an athlete that's essentially a game changer. I mean, yeah, they really made it seem like this is a monumental signing. And Daniel mentioned the media that she's been doing, the first podcast that came out of them interviewing her. She really made it seem as though that, like, this was coming to WWE. It was ultimately a part of a plan, because she has such appeal outside of wrestling. Being a fitness model, being the athlete that she is. I mean, the opportunities with being associated with WWE are going to be next level for her. So it's definitely a lot of positivity that comes with that. She definitely, and then she even mentioned all of the possible people that she could match up with. I mean, when you mentioned Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, which is a huge one that she went into, almost going as far as to saying that that's a future WrestleMania main event, which, if booked correctly, it definitely is. So definitely a great get for WWE. Whether she's on NXT or she's on the main roster, you could set it up either way where she'll have success. Whether it's in NXT, being in the breakout tournament and then challenging for the title, or challenging for the title just outright, or you can bring it to the main roster. I know some people were floating around the idea of her being the lady of this new Hurt Business. I know that was thrown around. But there are so many ideas, there's so many options that they could go with, because she's so multi-dimensional. The only thing that I ask is that she please be a heel. Please, you have to have her start out as a heel. There've been too many times where they've brought in people, whether it be, I'm going to use Bobby Roode as an example. When he came to the main roster, they had him as a baby face. When he had that whole heel run in NXT, and even before that, when he was in Impact as a great heel. There have been times where they brought people in and they don't necessarily, they try to rebuild their character in their eyes instead of sticking with what was successful. So so that's the only thing I asked for. But all in all, bringing in Jade is a huge get. And Daniel, I remember that you had stated in the chat that if you were WWE, that you would have released the news of her signing tonight, right before Dynamite, correct? Yep. To kind of have AEW scrambling. But she's such a big signing for them that They could have announced it last week. They could have announced it last week, and AEW still would have been scrambling because she was their one homegrown talent of their women's division that was considered a top 5 talent. So definitely, like I said, definitely a great get for her, and looking forward to seeing how she's ultimately utilized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's funny when there were so many rumors and everything, and it was like, honestly, the media that was put out on it wasn't even like rumors. It was a done deal before this announcement was even made. You would have thought like everybody knew that she had signed the contract already. And one thing that I was wondering was that, why WWE decided to announce it when the whole Cody thing was going to happen. I mean, obviously there's a whole lot of history with Cody, but I feel like majority of the time when it comes to these big sightings, it's usually kind of kept secret or whatever, or there'll be leaks or whatever, but it's never usually like, oh, ESPN just broke the news, they just signed this person. Like, this is not usually a normal thing. So I honestly think from WWE standpoint, it's like a power move. Like, we're still the bigger company, we're still the grandest stage that is out here. And the fact that, like Brian said, she always knew that WWE was going to be the place that she wanted to end up in. And, she is one of the homegrown AEW women, female wrestlers. And for her hey, she had an amazing run and she started her career there. But, obviously she saw that WWE can give her more opportunities, expand her brand, all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited to see how they're going to handle her. I'm definitely wondering if they're going to do NXT or the main roster. I feel she might be ready for the main roster, but I don't know. You guys know me with the state of NXT right now. I don't know. I feel like, she'll run through NXT real fast, and I don't know if it's even worth having her go through the NXT run for like a year to then just be on the main roster. Like next year, I think kind of strike when the lightning's hot and just get her on TV and just get her going. I think that would probably be the best for her. And, it's not like she hasn't been on TV before, so this isn't new to her. She's been in front of a live crowd. She's done all this before, so this isn't new. There's probably a change in style, but like they said, she's an athlete. She'll probably adapt very quickly to it. And the fact that there's so many potential feuds, and we don't even know if she's going to be on Raw or SmackDown. There obviously we know SmackDown's the A show now, so there's a lot of stuff that they can do there. But now, Raw's heating up with the women's division, so either way, wherever she goes, she's going to do great. So definitely excited to see what comes next.
For sure. Just with the introduction of her, the press run that they introduced with her, and to think that essentially this was a big-time player, homegrown player for AEW, that this essentially in the real reality of looking at it was a mid-carder for AEW in their women's division. The TBS title is the mid-card division for AEW's women's division. They try to use young talent there, grow them. Of course, she built that streak. I believe it was 56, or was it 60-0?
Yeah, she got the 60.
60.
It was 60-0, right? So she built that streak up and then was still held into the mid-card. And when she did her interviews with the Masked Man and other podcasts, it was just like she was basically alluding to being kind of limited in what she was doing, right? Like there was supposed to be something more and at least a next step level into her career in AEW that obviously wasn't fulfilled. So to think that WWE has taken essentially a mid-carder in the women's division of AEW and now has presented her like a star, especially releasing with the ESPN press run, the pictures at the Performance Center, walking into the Performance Center, this is obviously a big deal. Like this is not something that they're taking lightly. We even heard last week that they were already working on creative for her. So something's in the works already. We know she's going to be doing something real soon. Now, whether she goes to NXT or SmackDown or Raw, I was saying in the chat that she should go to NXT and work down there and just run through. And you said a year, Lewis. I don't even know if it has to be a year. You know what I mean? It could be a short run or whatever the case would be. Usually they have time there, especially with the women's division. The way it is, as Brian was saying, do the breakout tournament. But I'm just like, she doesn't even have to be down there a year. She could just have a run there, a little run, and then potentially bring her up. there's so many
I've
options.
I've just never seen really. I mean, I don't know if you guys probably have a more better memory than me. Like, what is the shortest run you probably ever seen in NXT where somebody kind of just catapulted to the main roster?
The one person I could probably think of off the top of my head was probably Drew McIntyre when he initially came back to.
That's true.
I know he was only there for a couple of months. He was only there for like a month or two, and then he already had a title match, and then he won the title. Then he got injured, and he was out.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and he was on Raw with Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
That's why I think if. Go ahead.
Yeah, how long was Big E down there?
That was in the beginning. I didn't really see it down there.
That was like
that
FCW.
That was the very beginning.
That was like the NXT title, like the NXT title when they were.
That's what NXT.
And I'm just trying to think, like, how long was he down there? I don't remember him being down there too long, but there's just so many avenues that you can take with her, and especially we all thought about her being the muscle of the Hurt business. Her and Bianca Belair being a tag team. I've even thrown some stuff out there that I'm probably going to say for later down the road when we figure out what she's actually doing. But no, the sky's the limit with her, especially with her size and athleticism. And she's mentioned all those people that we talked about, like Nia Jax, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, people like that, Rhea Ripley. So it's like the top main eventers that she's already talking about. And then in my mind, I instantly thought of her trying to like gorilla press slam Nia Jax. That was like the first thing that came into my mind. I'm like, is WWE going to try? I don't know if she can do that, but if she's able to do that,
I don't think she'll be able to do that.
That's instantly the first thing that popped in my head. Like
trying to gorilla press Andre the Giant, like
like it's like trying to do that like a slam or something. Like I don't know, but it's just like I just instantly was like, oh shit. But thinking about what she can bring to the table in terms of the NXT and SmackDown roster, whatever the women's division she goes into, she's going to have a presence there. Obviously, she's going to have an impact there, and WWE is definitely making sure that she's given the time, given the attention coming in at least. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that, man.
All right, so
she better stay away from those tag titles.
Yeah. But Lewis, you gotta at least give them credit for. Since you talk about the tag titles, you gotta at least give them credit for at least highlighting Isla Dawn and Alba Fire and saying that like there's a curse on these titles now. That curse is because of us. At least trying to at least put some light on them again. And they're probably gonna end up with the titles again. Honestly, they should. They're the only true tag team.
And that's why I say she needs to stay away, because put her in the tag team. Let's say fantasy booking, whatever. She gets in the tag team with Bianca. Boom, they win it. One of them's gonna get hurt, and then it's just another. Oh, what do we do?
Be on the show for a year.
Yeah. And then talking about Jade, and then to go back to Jade for a second. When we talk about her being a homegrown AEW talent that they didn't kind of elevate when they should have. I mean, this was a woman whose debut match was a tag team match in which Shaquille O'Neal was her tag team partner against Cody Rhodes, and I think it was Red Velvet. Shaquille O'Neal was her tag team partner. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than that for a debut match. So you would think with that strong start that they would just continue to elevate, but almost like the TBS title became a crutch for a little bit on her, because even though she was winning matches and slowly getting better and being entertaining every week, it was almost like that this was her limit, and we all know that she was better than that. She could have easily been in a feud. I would love to see a feud with her and Britt Baker. I would love to see her and Saraya.
I waited for that for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you not even hint at it?
I think we were all thinking when she lost to Chris Statlander that was going to be the next thing, right? Like she was going to get into the actual women's division, maybe battle on Nia Rose, Toni Storm, fight everybody who's there. It was like you already fought all these kind of mid-card, lower-level women to build your reign. Now we're going to see you in the ring with some actual proven. We thought that's what the streak was building towards. Like that was what it was for. We're going to build you here, and then once we get it here, we're going to take you up to the next level. And it just never seemed to happen. As Brian said, you figured that would have been the natural progression, but it's just like time ran out with AEW. You think if they had another year or so, maybe they would have did that. But it's like time ran out. WWE came in with their offer, probably already had floaters out there. In the interview, she said that Cody Rhodes was very monumental into bringing her in and talking her in and stuff like that. So it's like that
says a lot.
He's already,
he's already
approaching people from AEW.
So all of his guys, all those Nightmare Factory guys that are in AEW right now, or guys like Ricky Starks that accompanied him at the Royal Rumble when he came back. When all those guys are up and they're thinking, "Oh, we've never been to WWE, so what's it like over there?" Yeah, that's why I said right after this happened, I was thinking Ricky Starks is going to be next. When he's up, in the
interview, she did mention Ricky Starks was like her best friend there, so it's like,
yeah. It's crazy to think because she mentioned in the past how how great of a boss like Tony Khan was and how he treats them, equally and gives them respect and this and that. So, and that wasn't too long ago. I want to say maybe that was like,
I think at some point last year, a couple months ago.
Yeah, something like that. So thinking like, okay, hey, she finally lost the TBS title. Let's see what's going to happen next. And then boom, oh shit, she might actually be leaving. And it's just like, how are you just going to let her go? And I think that's what maybe more people are more curious is like, what did AEW even try and offer her anything? Did they offer just the same stuff? And she was like, I'm not going to stay. Did they offer her a better creative or whatever? I think that's, or was she always just like, yeah, no, WWE's where I want to go. It's like, it's funny, like to actually know what the process was. But, it's also crazy is that at least from the wrestlers' viewpoints, they're not like, oh, I can't believe you're leaving. It's like, no, good luck in your success,
Exactly.
It's more the internet wrestling community that's all like, how could she leave? Or WWE got her. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's just that tribalism bullshit amongst
exactly.
that I think amongst us three that we don't agree with. I mean, we all watch both shows. Maybe AEW a little bit more than Daniel does, but when people move, we're not sitting there like getting all in our feelings and such. I mean, because Kenny Omega even sent out a tweet about it saying, guys, as fellow wrestlers, when other wrestlers go to other promotions, we're actually very happy for that. And maybe you guys should do the same.
Exactly.
I mean, from a wrestler's, I'm not a wrestler, but from a wrestler's standpoint, okay, this person goes to a different company, they get paid, they get more money. Now the asking price for us, our wrestlers, our women over here, as time comes up, people are going to be paid accordingly. So it's like one hand rubs the other, one hand washes the other.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Essentially, in a sense, right? So I'm pretty sure those guys are wanting to see her do well, and I'm pretty sure people can lie or whatever the case may be. All wrestlers watch the other product.
Exactly.
They all talk about it. They all,
especially if they're like their best friends and stuff like that.
All their boys and everybody's over there. Like I know for a fact, Chris Jericho didn't stop watching. He got so many. So I know for a fact he still watches, even though he'll say in interviews he doesn't. Like he keeps up with everybody.
People keep up what's going on with the other show, and that's normal. And I feel like that's fair. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they do with her going forward. I can't wait to see. Hopefully, she debuts this weekend. But we'll see what happens with that going forward with Jade Cargill.
Save her for the Rumble. Save her for the Rumble.
And again, I want to say that too. I was thinking that too. Like maybe she just draws this out. But it's like the way they announced it, I'm like, they kind of can't draw it out. I feel like they're going to have to get her in there.
I think they can.
Like maybe
I feel like
all shows in the crowd or something, and then just kind of just like tease it. Can you tease it that long?
I say do video packages and then
hype packages.
I just think Rumble is like a place where people get pops, like the AJ pop, the Edge pop. Like I feel that's a great way to introduce new people that are big time. The Cody pop, like
No, I love the Royal Rumble surprises are the best because you actually don't know what it's going to be.
Wow, you enjoy surprises, Dan. I can't believe it.
Hey, I said surprise comeback.
1936. Remember that minute.
Surprise
Remember the
comeback.
minute.
Surprise debut.
Surprises.
Those are surprises. Okay, I just want to say that. All right.
Excuse me. Surprise comebacks. I didn't let him finish.
Hey.
No. He said he likes surprise comebacks, not surprise finishes. That's what he says.
I'm just saying. Austin's won it 3 times. And
Not back to back.
Nobody had an issue. Yeah, he did. He won in 97, 98. Yeah. And then he was gonna win 99. He was gonna win 99, and then Vince won.
If you really want to get technical, he didn't win it in 97. He got eliminated by Bret Hart and then pulled that shit. So technically, he was eliminated.
Speaking, Brian. Speaking.
He won. He got taken out, and the ref didn't see it.
I'm saying they counted 97. It's in the record.
Speak the truth. Speak the truth.
Yeah, yes, in the books he won it. Yes.
Yes. I'm just saying what's in the records, what's written down matters. History is written by the victors. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I get that from Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 2. I think it was Roosevelt who said that. One of those guys, one of those presidents. But we can keep moving on here. With the arrival of Jade Cargill, we also had the